Show you why. As I said before, this is the Courthouse Corporation. And here's the bonds that they've been floating right here. This is one of the bonds that they floated. But I would
The
say,
obligation of the county to pay base rental payments does not constitute.
in other words, what they do, they build these courthouses and then they pay rent on the same courthouse that they just built. And this is showing the payment schedule on this courthouse. And here
Whoa! We're talking millions and millions of dollars a year in rental payments.
and rental payments. Wait a minute, and you see, and Antonovich here, he is appointing Farrell, which we saw back here earlier.
Wait.
He's a corporation that was created in 1984, and they use this corporation to float bonds without voter approval. Anything that's private, they don't have to notify the public, but when it's public, so this is how they get around. They create these private corporations. To prove that it's private is because we have a letter right here. Before I get to that part, here it is, Antonovich appointing a judge to be on the board. We're talking about Judge Farrell. If you see right here, that's Judge Michael Farrell. Then we go
Where's
here.
Antanovich's signature there? I don't see a signature. It says Violet Verona Lukens, Executive Officer.
Right, and she works under Antonovich, and I'll find that other letter in a minute. It's a private corporation because when we called about it, if you see right here, the corporation is incorporated as a private, non-profit corporation. So therefore, if it's a private corporation, why are they floating bonds, paying back these debts without voter approval? The reason being is because they created it so that they can make it private. Here it is, the corporation itself, when it first went into this is when they did it in 1988. Here it is, and basically what's so amazing about this is that the county council sits there and advises them how to operate their corporation at taxpayers' expense. So we're paying them to sit there and fight against you when you sue the county, and then they sit here and they advise them as to how to get around voter approval by floating bonds called certificates of participation, which means that they do not have any withholding to the public. So that's one of the things I wanted to share with you. And if you look at this closely and take time, you'll see the county council is in there. But why are we paying dividends to anyone on a private corporation? People are buying these bonds thinking that they are the county, unbeknown to them that it's private. Because as you've seen earlier, he says it right here.
Is it possible, Shirley, that some of the owners of these corporations are the judges themselves?
Well, we know that it was set up by the Board of Supervisors, and we know that a judge is sitting on there on this board of a corporation, the same one that just built the courthouse in Van Nuys. And if you see right here, that to show you that the county council works for them, because you notice that this letter came from the county council. So why is the county council working on behalf, as what they say, a private corporation? He's supposed to be working his job when we're paying him to do his job per the county, not as a private corporation. And he's answering this letter. So I think that that needs to be looked into. And as you can see here, it's a domestic nonprofit corporation. Michael Farrell, there he is again. How does Michael Farrell become the president of a corporation that's building courthouses?
That's a very interesting question.
Okay, and so I wanted to show you right now, but I want to get into one that's affecting everybody if I can, and that's this one. I think this one is very, very important.
Well, hold it. You're going too fast.
Okay, not here. We're going to start with this one. We're going to see the Bank of America. This is the Los Angeles Superior Court Judges Association. It's been operating since 1962. The two kind of came up, but you can see that. Notice it's 111 North Hill, room 1198. 111 North Hill happens to be the courthouse. Room 119A is the financial office. So why is the Judges Superior Court Judges Association operating in the finance department of the court?
That's a good question, too.
Okay, now
Okay.
this is here. See, that's why we're going.
I'm not gonna go through the entire thing. It's 3 parts to this video. I'll upload them on the channel. You really need to sit. This is one of those type of videos you really got to sit down and really, really pay attention to, because she's trying to explain to you that the courts are private corporations, and she's not speculating on this. She did a Freedom of Information Act request and got this information. So I'm saying this to you: if you're going to be making those allegations, you need to be show and prove what it is that you're saying. And this is one way, of suggestion. If you want to go that route, that you could do that. Now, this lady don't know nothing about status correction, secure party, or nothing like that. She ain't involved in any of that. This is just a lady that was fighting Child Protective Services, and she started doing investigation on them, and she came up with this information. I'd like to see if I haven't spoken to her in some years, but I'd like to get her on again, and so she can explain what it is. I don't know why. When I watched everything, I'm like, man, somebody need to watch out, protect this woman. And you know what? This video been on the internet for years. Nobody watches it or anything like this, but they go around and they make all these statements. And you got somebody on the internet that did the investigation. It's just amazing to me, some of the things that I just see people doing. It's just amazing to me. But yes, she found out that the courts are private corporations. You're going into a private corporation. That's why they act the way that they do when you start asking them questions and they start getting silent and utilizing different forms of obfuscation in order to avoid, answering the question. This is what you're contending with. They're using procedures to hide behind things because you're asking questions, and this judge is going to tell you why he's not answering your question.